wanted to start to share that if we could, and we're going to keep doing that every Saturday. It turned out really, really well. Better than I expected, and I expect it to be good always. I mean, that's what we try to do. So we'll be doing that every Saturday. So keep your eyes open, because I think I've noticed it on Passive that, you know, we're one big open family, but we start creating these little cubicles of teams, and this team and that team and this, and then every time you hear that team, it's probably not a good idea. It's okay you relate to people and all that, but we want to let you know anybody can go anywhere. You should feel welcome. You should feel, because if you're telling the truth and you're telling what was said to us that we can talk about, there's no reason why you can't go anywhere you want to go. I believe, yes, we have a handful of people that don't play correct. Okay, they're not playing the game correctly, and sometimes it might be a certain group. Like you'll see somebody from India, for example. But if you look at India, which is probably half or more than the company, a few bad apples looks like a lot in it, but in percentage, it's not. Because, you know, when you get to know people, and like we had that meeting Saturday, some of the sharpest people on Passive, I was blown away. I mean, the women there, there's men there, they're all saying the same message we are. But it goes, you know, sometimes you give the message and you got a couple people that just don't want to go with the flow. But the more we stick together, the more walls we knock down, they become less and less relevant. And I think a big thing that we've all learned, all of us, including me, when I'm talking to me too, okay? I've evolved during this thing, is if you don't know something, it doesn't cause any pain or anguish to say, I don't know, or I'll find out. Some people like to fill in with, instead of I don't know, make up something. That's the worst thing you could do, because remember, even when you tell the truth, by the time it goes to 4 or 5 generations later, people add a little bit here and there. But if it's always the truth, even what they add should be the truth. So it's better just to try to do the best we can. And I want to say, anyone out there, any teams that, or whatever it is, groups you have, webinars that you're doing, and there's many, many webinars, I would go anywhere I'm asked if it's available. I don't come alone though. You know, I bring baggage. One of my baggages, I'm just kidding. No, but I believe both gentlemen here would come. We would all come. We have other people that might want to come. But yeah, I mean, I think it's time. I think we're opening up a new chapter in ONPASSIVE. We had chapter 1, the building, the ups and downs or whatever, even though we didn't really have to go through ups and downs. We went through time. Definitely time went by. But we also learned a lot. We learned how to talk to each other. We learned about cultures. We learned about each other. So it kind of prepared us for chapter 2. Chapter 2 is going to be the smile chapter, okay? You're going to have a bigger grin on your face. Why? Well, chapter 2, I'm not talking about apples anymore, okay? I'm talking about MONEY. Now, the very important thing about that is, no matter what we're doing, never, ever mention how much money you have or money you got in your wallet or even how much you made. You can say, because of ONPASSIVE, I was able to go debt-free. Because of ONPASSIVE, I could travel. Because of ONPASSIVE, I was able to do this or do that. That's pretty powerful. And you know what? People can relate to that a little better because I just want to say, from the experience I had in the MLM world or email marketing, whatever it was, dropship, whatever, a lot of it was you brought people in from hype. Because if it sounds real good, you got the sparkly, oh, you could get this, you could get that. We all fall for it and we start running towards it. We can make what? We can get what? But in reality, we didn't get it. Let's face the facts. A very small percentage get that carrot that's dangling. Somebody's able to run fast enough to grab that carrot. But 98% of us never even get to take a nibble of that carrot. And we do that over and over and over. And then we wonder why When we go to our family, oh, they tell us no. Of course they tell us no. Because when you fail and fell down, they fell and fell down with you. The only difference is you got back up and tried again, which is a big plus. But non-passive, my experience, the worst people you could go to is friends and family. Why? Because they know you, okay? They grew up with you. You don't have the credibility. Yeah, I'm honest and all that, but I'm still Marty to my sister. So what you do, you know in your mind, knowing what we know, all your family's going to get in anyway. So let it go. They're getting in. Some of the family members, you got positions for them, whatever you want to do, but they're getting in anyway. So don't take that harassment. And a lot of people say no because they're scared to death. But let's build together. I tell you what, I believe the biggest selling point of ONPASSIVE is you can win if you're in. And I also believe when they see that everyone's getting along, because in all the other business, there was competition. No matter how friendly I would be with Redfern, there's that wall of, I'm getting mine, he's getting his. And if you feel different, you don't make it there. I felt different. Red felt different. I didn't like the idea of selling something that nobody wanted. I didn't like the idea that I have to compete with the very person I'm supposed to make friends with. And then you bring people in, follow me, and I'll hope you do real well. And as soon as the camera goes off, you go, okay, I got one more. Let me go for another one. That's not the way it's supposed to be. And Ask Mufareh sees that, and he built something very special. And so special, nobody's ever heard of it. Now, you would think, knowing what we know, this should have been done years ago. But also, let's keep in mind, when you build something like this that will impact the world, obviously impact us, we know that. It also is going to make some people, some companies, probably not so happy. I don't think everybody has their open arms ready to give us a big hug over here at ONPASSIVE. So let's be smart. Let's do the right thing. Tell the truth. I also believe the other end of this, and we've all talked about it. I know Red's talked about it. Chris talked about it. I believe we're going to be ONPASSIVE in general because we are a product business that's here to solve problems, that a lot of companies will be rejuvenated because of ONPASSIVE. If I had ONPASSIVE on the first 100 companies that I walked through, not all of them, some of them were no good, but the ones where the products were half decent, I would have succeeded. Because the difference between pre-ONPASSIVE and ONPASSIVE is, before ONPASSIVE, the numbers are racked against you. There's a good chance you're not going to make it. With ONPASSIVE, guess what it gives you? Duplication. Everyone I was in said, hey, do what I do. Just duplicate what you're doing. Well, that's a little easier said than done because you can't duplicate what I'm doing. Nobody can duplicate what Red's doing. Nobody can duplicate what Chris is doing. It's impossible. No matter what anybody tells you, definitely not going to duplicate Tony Robbins. I don't care how many tapes he sells you, you're still you. But what about if you got in a company that duplication is shared amongst all of us? I want everyone to win. I win, you win, he wins, she wins, and the company, that's the beauty of the company. We all win. We all win. And I can duplicate what I'm doing. How? I use OConnect, I use OCreate, I do this and I do that to build my business. I share it with somebody else. If I was in an MLM, I'd bring them into ONPASSIVE and I'd say, listen, instead of me selling you a stupid kit for $500, for under $500, I'm going to tell you what packages you need to buy in ONPASSIVE to build the very business that we were failing with outside the gates of ONPASSIVE. And do I think it would work? No. I know it will work because these are the tools that we're missing pre-ONPASSIVE. Guaranteed. When I was working out before ONPASSIVE, I bet you 1, 2, 3, 9 or 10 different things I had to log into back and forth to do one task, to initiate a whole task. Oh, you do ads on Facebook. Yeah. How do you get them? How do you get the leads back? Oh, they just give them to you. No, they don't. Tried to find an app that would retrieve them. Now what do I got to do? Well, I got to talk to them. When? I got to set up an autoresponder. Why? Because Joe came in at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm sleeping. If you wait between 3 and 7 or 8 when I get up, there's a good chance he's losing interest. His full day started. So you get autoresponders. You go. It's a lot of work, and no way. You'll never guess who that is. Anyway, so let's work together. We are together. If you're in a so-called team in ONPASSIVE, we should all be one, and you think we are them and you are you, let's stop that. We're all together. Just because I can talk on camera, this is my group. This is the lane I chose. Not everybody does YouTube. Thank God. I can't write. Some people can write. Michael Williams is a really good writer. He can write exactly how he feels. He might even be able to write better than he feels. If I read it, it looks like Fred Flintstone did it and proofread by Barney. Okay, and it's not me. But guess who can? Dan Street. So that's why I say sometimes you surround yourself with people that enhance you. The only way, though, and I'm going to say this again, you want to be respected, forget leader. You want to be respected? Listen to other people. Lift them above yourself. Let them know they're important. We have very important people. We were talking this morning about the unsung heroes of ONPASSIVE. Right? I mean, there's hundreds of them. You know, you all see these posters come up. Someone made that. It wasn't this fat guy in New Jersey. Trust me. I can't do stick figures, okay? I had trouble with Hangman. Okay, no, there's people that are really talented on different things. They're doing all that work, but they really don't get the recognition. I want them all to come out. They should be able to say something. You know, new chapter coming. I believe what will sell this company is people on the outside looking and say, man, I'd like to hang out there. Not just the products. They're using the products now. There's people using a video conferencing platform. But what if you could get them in with a group of people they felt comfortable being around, and then they find out that OConnect's better 1,000,000 times, cheaper 1,000,000 times, higher technology 1,000,000,000 times, and you can make money if you shared it, if you want. Oh, it's killer. Absolute killer. I got to read this message. I'm going to turn it over to Red. Red's going to give us the 7-day in review. Chris probably has nothing, so watch out. Anyway, go ahead, Red. Thank you. Sorry.
No. Very good, Marty. And actually, you've just piqued something, a memory about duplication. And I'll tell the story very quickly before I get into the 7-day review. And it was when myself and Marty were in another company before ONPASSIVE. And this is how I got to know Marty, Mike, and Dan. And I was in this company with Peter Rogers, and Marty managed to do an excellent advert on Facebook, and it got like thousands, absolutely thousands of hits on it and notifications, etc. And we said, God, wow, Marty, how did you manage to do that? And it was quite a striking advert. Now, for a start, if anybody has ever done any Facebook adverts, it's a minefield on its own, let alone the actual post. But the wording that you have to use to be able to get it through the stringent rules of Facebook, that's your first hurdle. And once you've got that past the first hurdle, then you've got to select the time zones, the areas, the demographics, the people, etc., all these sort of things. And Marty managed to be able to get this through, and it got huge amounts of hits. And we guess what we said, Marty, can I use that advert? And I'll use it myself. I'll just change the links on it and all the rest of it. But can I? Yeah, sure. Guess what happened, guys? Facebook said no. Exactly the same advert. All we'd done was change the link on it, and Facebook rejected it on everyone else. Yet Marty managed to get it through. It makes no rhyme. It makes no reason whatsoever why his worked and got it through, and exactly the same one didn't work for us. So that was a lump of money that we'd all invested into Facebook ads that didn't go through because they rejected it. This is why with ONPASSIVE, you don't have this minefield that we have to learn to go through. We have to navigate even to just be able to do advertising on Facebook, because that is part of what's going to happen with ONPASSIVE with targeted traffic. How do we do that? Very, very easily. There will be a place that we can go to in ONPASSIVE, and we can say, I want this amount of targeted traffic to go to this address. Guess what happens? The company sort the rest out. They will send all this traffic to your website without you having to worry about how am I going to do this, what demographics and all the rest of it. It's all going to be sorted for you. So I absolutely love that, Marty. And it reminded me of that very special advert that you had when we were doing something else. Anyway, guys, let's get back to 7 days in review for ONPASSIVE. Let's go back then to Wednesday, the 22nd of May. What happened on 22nd of May? Well, we had a brand new website, which is the one that's just been replaced by today. And for those that don't know, it was the dark blue, light blue with the whites and the yellows in it. You can check out the brand new one that came out today. That's at onpassive.com. We've gone for a blue pastel color on this one. So great to see that. And also today, by the way, guys, the link for last one, so link number 72 has been added as well at the same time. Also on the 22nd, we had an update from OMedia, and this was to do with the Arab Union. If you went over and had a look at it, pretty big deal, really, as far as this is concerned. And it was the exclusive representative office for the Arab Union for development, and it was the amalgamation that was basically saying that ONPASSIVE is the exclusive representative for the Arab League of States in the UAE, and we're working together to achieve shared goals for the development and progress in the Arab nations. Big deal, guys. I mean, we haven't seen much of it from everybody, but as far as OMedia, which is one of the arms of ONPASSIVE, it is a pretty big deal. And if you go over to omedia.ai, you will see a video of our very own COO and Dr. Susan signing those agreements there over in Dubai. Also, we were very pleased to have our CEO join us as well last week. Mufareh was on 360 last week, and the notes were posted very quickly after he came on. All of the information for this, if you're a founder, can be found on your OFounders back office under the update section. The written notes were there, very quickly put out, by the way, on the Wednesday by our quartet of Daryl, Dan, Peter and Janet Butler. They do a sterling job getting these written notes out, which is for a lot of people essential, because that can be translated very easy into their own languages. And then obviously after that, Marty on the Thursday or late Wednesday night into Thursday posted out the recordings onto quite a few of the YouTube channels, so people could view it in its entirety. Just a quick note then about our CEO Mufareh. He looked extremely relaxed and came out with some great information. He was very open, very honest at the timelines of what is going on at the moment, and I do not expect that to change. at all. We all know that we won the case with the merchants as far as the money is concerned, and I'm sure whatever's going on that he will update us openly and honestly as far as that is going. So the recording, obviously, as I said, that came out on Thursday, 23rd of May. And then on Friday, what happened on Friday? OMedia were at it again. What happened as far as OMedia is concerned? And that was the information of ORobot. And ORobot is to do with ONPASSIVE. And it says in the bio of omedia.ai, ONPASSIVE is pleased to introduce its new product, ORobots, with an S, an innovative product that combines modern technology and artificial intelligence to provide a unique interactive experience for users. This product includes two types of robots, the mini robot for personal use and the big robot for interacting with the public in conferences and public places. Now, the astute people out there would have already seen it a couple of times, the big robot. First time we saw it, if you remember, we saw it definitely at GITEX last year. We saw it at the women's festival that we saw. That was probably about the first time that we saw it, when we had that nice round stand there. And we also had it at other functions as well, to do with other things. Chris, can you sort out the people jumping on, mate, onto the panel, please, if you would do. So that came out then on Friday the 24th. All information, guys, for this can be seen on omedia.ae. That is all on their front page as well. To view it, there's a read more section. Expand that out and it'll give you a lot more information about that as well. Also then, Saturday 25th of May, we had a brand new link into the 71. That was from the previous week as well. And also what happened on Friday, we had our very own CEO on Let's O. I managed to get up at 2 a.m. and I was invited on there by Ron Holbert and Minu as well, and Ash came on about 2 hours afterwards. That has been posted up as well. That is on most of the YouTube channels, so you can go and view what he has to say. It was just kicking back and relaxing and enjoying the time that he had with his people. He loves doing this, guys. He loves coming on to socialize. It really is his chill out time, and he has a good laugh and talks about some really cool stuff as well. So if you get a chance, go and watch it. It was very cool. So Sunday then, that was a pretty quiet day for things going on. Monday, our very own Dr. Turuk launched his YouTube channel. If you are a follower of him either on social media, he has just posted an ONPASSIVE video on his new YouTube channel that came out on Monday. And yesterday we had another update from OMedia, and this is to do with omedia.ai. Again, guys, this is a arm of ONPASSIVE. It's not ONPASSIVE, but it's just a separate arm. And the details of the OMedia AI unit are on its front page. You can go over there and you can view everything that is there right now. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. I apologize if my camera and my lips aren't in sync. My internet's not very good at the moment, I'm afraid. Chris has just said that I look like Daffy Duck a little bit with my mouth moving and it's not lip syncing. Anyway, that's it from me. Be back around next week, obviously, for a 7-day review. This will be posted up on my YouTube channel, and I'll also put it into the update section of your back office in OFounders. That's it for me. Bye. Back to you, Chris.
Thank you, Red. You could still hear you the whole time, but you don't have a camera on right now, but that's okay. Your internet is horrible, I know. Listen, stick around. Marty's got a big announcement here after I say I'm going to just talk for a couple minutes real quick. Number one, I want to say happy birthday to Theta King. I hope you have a great day. Make sure you blow her up. And again, all of us for P&G, we're praying for you really hard. Listen, y'all know what this is. Can you see what that is? Yeah, that's a magnet. And I wrote some stuff down about it because I thought it was very interesting. What is a magnet? It attracts things with a force you cannot see, but it is definitely real. The more you think about something, the more you draw it to you. Your thoughts work the same way as a magnet. Be that magnet. Simple thing, one of those things, again, you can't see, but you know there is there. That's ONPASSIVE. I think that it's the most exciting thing I've ever gone into. And I'm definitely the magnet because I just believe in everything that's positive and good. Red and Marty, we get on here every day or any Wednesday, and we talk about something that's good for everyone. And I'm a firm believer in that. All of us are. And we just want to thank you for all the people out there that have that same faith and same belief that we do as far as ONPASSIVE goes. And it's pretty awesome. So I'm not going to keep talking because I'd rather Marty say what he's got to say. But remember this, be the magnet, be that magnet. Marty DeGarmo. Oh, wait a minute. And I'm going to shout out a lady. She's not on here today, but I said I'd say it anyway. Arlene McCrae. You know who that is? That's Susie's mom, 93 years old, I believe. Always trying to learn, loves artificial intelligence. And I want to say hello to you on the recording, and I'm going to say hello to you again because she's always watching. Hello, Miss McCrae, Arlene. Have a great day. Marty, back to you.
I'm trying to let Red back on, but I don't know if he can. Red, can you come back on now? Try it again. That's not Red. Chris, can you hear me? I can't hear you. Just maybe I'm weird.
Marty, because I'm muted, buddy. That was my fault. Marty, can you? I can hear you. You can hear me now, right?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, I was muted. That was my fault. This is the reason people are coming on is Marty did an actual learning error where he sent out a bunch of links and he didn't realize that he did it. We caught it, but he actually learned how to what not to do. Back to you.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I did. I was making this 360 yesterday, and I saw the contacts, and I thought, oh, I'll just click all that and get all the contacts I have. I thought they came in as attendees. Newsflash. When you do that, they come in as a panelist. So I made a new link. So some of these people might still be able to get in. That's not the company thing. It was my fault. So I'm gonna gnaw on some crow in a little bit. I need to verify something with Chris before I say anything. So give me 1 second.
And let me mute myself. Hold on. We're waiting for Red to come back here. Marty, did you lock out the group because people say they can't get in? No? Okay. No, Gershman, even though you can't hear me. Before I answer this phone, Marty, unlock the room. You locked it. Gershman and Red can't get in. They're trying. So I'm going to mute you now. Hold on. Guys, we apologize. We got some things going on. We're trying to get Red back in. We locked the room because of what Marty's link put out. So we're trying to get Red back in here. So give us a second. He's sorry. This isn't a technical difficulty. This is just how we communicate sometimes. Marty, another yes for what you're going to say from Ash. I got it. You're muted also, buddy.
Okay, a big announcement. I was going to wait for Red. What happened was, like, because I did that contact thing, a lot of people got in here. Sorry about that. Like I said, when we were stopped, I locked it so nobody else could join. But what happened is Red had a bad signal, got out, and he couldn't get back in. I unlocked it, but he still can't get in. It doesn't matter. What I'm going to say is, all right, Chris is going to.
I got him.
We'll do this real quick. Not a big deal. At 2 o'clock, less than about an hour and a half, we're going to have another 360 2.0, and Mr. Mufareh is coming on. He wanted to come on. Red's here now. He wanted to come on, but he just can't free up the time. So he wanted to know if we could do a 2.0 360. So we'll be back at 2 o'clock. I'll have the link in the back office. 2 o'clock, 360 with Mr. Mufareh. Okay. Sorry, Red. What a nightmare. I was trying to block those people, but what's happened is when I sent out that link, they got the link. I made a new link, but it didn't matter.
Lock it now.
Don't you worry.
Yeah, I can lock it now.
Lock it now, please.
You can lock it now and back in.
All right, it's locked. So whoever you get rid of won't be able to get in. Sorry, everybody. Hey, I know we all thought I was perfect, but damn, found out we're not. Anyway, we'll be back at 2. Red, you heard what I said, right? Like,
Yeah,
wants to
2's
come back.
fine.
Okay. Anyway, I'll set up a new one, put it in the back office, and we'll be back in an hour and a half. And I can almost guarantee we won't have a lot of people popping in.